Hey everybody, I'm Brian.
Hello everybody, this is Joe G.
Hey, I'm Shannon.
Hi, I'm Ron.
Hey, this is Steve.
Oh, and we can't forget about Marcel.
Oh, hey.
Okay, get ready to say hello. Hello, guys. Morning, Brian. Morning, Steve. How are you today? Yeah, I'm good. Okay, just checking the camera, making sure I can select each one of us just fine. How's everyone going today? Joe G? We're getting everyone coming in now. So we're not missing anyone at the moment? I know there's... Who else is here? Wait. Let's just say hello to everyone on the chat. Okay. Okay, guys, I'll be playing the cameraman for today's show. So how's everyone going down in chat? Looking at the chat now. Let's just change this screen for a second. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, it's increasing. It's... Wow, this is awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so... Yep. Now I've got the chat up. So that's all going to work fine. Anyway, so I guess I'll start off. So everyone, welcome to Back on Track. This is Trackside Live. Okay, this is our premiere. Is anything you wanted to add, Brian, at all? Anything you want to say? All right. Yeah, is there anything you wanted to say, Steve, whilst you're there? All right, I think we're I think we're all excited about this. Okay, so no audio. I I I no sound, Brian. What's going on? Hang on a second. Let me just check this. Yeah, my audio says it's on too. Yeah, just give us a second. Let me just check the stream. Hang on a second. Let me just check this. I'm just... Yeah, my audio says it's on too. No, I've got audio coming through my phone, so I think the stream's working fine. Only here down under. No, I've got audio coming through. Yeah, well, I've got it running on my phone, so... Okay, so no problem with my audio. Okay, so what's going on with... Something going on with someone... The audio. Bear with us, boys. What? 3. Yeah, well, I've got it running on my phone, so... Yeah. Okay, so no problem with my audio. How's that? So what's going on with... Something going on with the audio. Bear with us, boys. Alright. Okay. Let's just wait. I'm just waiting for the chat to see if everyone says. Say something, Brian. Okay. Let's just wait. I'm just waiting for the chat to see if everyone. Just. No, just. Yeah. Extensions, audio mixer, settings. Okay, just give us 2 seconds. I'm just going to change a few settings here. Just yeah. Extensions, audio mixer, settings. Okay, just give us 2 seconds. Alright, I'm just going to back out for 2 seconds. No, Brian. Say something, Brian. I'm just going to back out for 2 seconds. Okay, so. No, Brian. Say something, Brian. Okay, so. You still there, Brian? Brian, can you hear me fine? Okay, I've lost audio for all you guys. Okay, bear with us, guys. We just got to fix this quickly. So technical difficulties. Brian, can you hear me fine? Broadcast, extensions, tools, settings, audio. Brian? 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 No, I've just said. Okay. Okay, can everyone hear us now? Brian? I got your audio on the stream. No, I've just said. Okay. Okay, can everyone hear? Yeah, I can hear you. I got your audio on the stream. No, I've just said. Okay. Cloverdale Rail says yes, he can hear us. Everyone hear? Cloverdale Rail says yes, he can hear us. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Benny. Okay, so as long as everyone can hear us, I think it's all good. Can we get a thumbs up from everyone? No, Steve, Brian's garbled. Brian and Steve are difficult to hear. Say something again, Brian. Yeah, I think it's something with the XSplit software I'm using. Something must have changed, and I don't know what. Say something again, Brian. I'm here. Yeah. I can just hear. Here we go again. So we're back to square one. Device settings. What? Checking that now. Nothing looks out of the ordinary. Restore default values. Apply. We all good? Bad? Better? Worse?
Hello, 321. This is Brian.
This is Steve. Good morning.
You guys keep chatting. I'm just gonna go get another microphone. I'm trying to cheat.
Yeah, Roy Smith says that Brian and Steve are difficult to hear.
Wait, somebody just said way better. There you go. Hold on, Shannon.
What's going on?
Somebody just said, good sound now, Brian and Steve.
Okay.
Stop. Don't touch nothing.
I ain't touching nothing.
Don't touch nothing. Shannon is a technological miracle worker.
Well, yeah, and it's like 2 a.m.
Shannon's like the MacGyver of technology.
Okay, so we're back on track.
Shannon can fix the audio on a live stream with a pine cone and a safety pin.
Well, this is called a technical derailment.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to start using this.
Yeah. That's what she said.
So I don't know how many of you guys are on the live chat wanted me to use this, but this was Plan B, and I don't like Plan B.
Yeah. Hey, there's Rusty. Good to see you, Rusty.
Okay, so Brian, if you just want to
Hot Rod Rodney.
Yeah. Okay, Brian, if you want to take through the our viewers what we want to be doing on this show, same with you, Steve, whilst I keep an eye on the technical side of it, make sure nothing happens.
I'm sorry, would you repeat that question again that you didn't prepare me for?
That you're going to tell the chat what we're doing, our intentions, and where we want to go with the channel.
Yeah, it would have a good grip on it. Let's put Steve on the front line for that.
And since you're the actor, Brian, you should do it.
Actor?
Hey, you got the best camera presence of anybody.
I can name a few who have much better camera presence.
Well,
I mean, you put Joe G in an apron in front of a grill, and nobody's going to watch me.
Oh, I don't want to see that. We did that once. We got that picture in our heads of people barbecuing in aprons. I'm not going there. I still can't get that picture out of my head. Well, and Joe G, you know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Joe, you know what we're talking about.
All right, guys. I guess okay. If Brian or Steve's not going to start, I guess I'll start. Okay. So
yeah, I wanted you to start, Shane. No, that's what I was thinking.
We're just having a good time.
All right.
We never had it. We never had our comedy-related intro, our humor relief.
Well, no, but we did have a good practice session a couple of weeks ago when we were doing the same thing that we're doing right now, except we weren't live and we were having a good time.
That's right. We certainly did. Now, Shannon, we can get into what we're going to do. Why don't you kind of launch a bullet point and we'll go from there and start talking about it.
All right, guys. So as you guys know, I'll turn up Shannon's volume. Is this a little bit better? Okay, so I'll come up nice and close. So this is our live show, which is Trackside on the Back on Track channel. As Brian said earlier, you know, Marcel, Joe G is going to be part of the team. We also have Sparky 107 who's be part of the team as well.
Shannon, I think you're not the main camera right now. You might want to click to you.
Is that better? There we go.
I could be wrong, but what I'm seeing, you're not on the main camera. You're on the little screen.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Main camera now. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. So with this show, you know, we want to try and, you know, let you guys, the community, try and drive this. So I guess that'll be our first point that we'll start off with. Is there anything you wanted to add to that, Brian? More detail?
No, one of the things that we thought would be neat is to continue having something going on Saturday mornings and to also have the community be involved as much as possible. One of the things most importantly is the community picking the topic. Typically, one of the things I've noticed in live streams is the best place to fish for any kind of topic is in the previous week's stream. So what we're hoping to get from you guys are plenty of ideas fed to us either through email or through the chat stream over here of things you would like us to address and talk about. We hope to bring in some artifacts. If we have some time to prepare, obviously, maybe we could bring in some people who are experts or closer to experts than we are, for example, on the topic matter and get some good discussion going and get some questions answered if people have them and get some insight in some of those areas. Steve?
Well, we want to get a platform for people to be involved. You know, the community is pretty big, and I hated to see it die. It just seemed like it was crumbling, and you know, I think the Saturday morning was the go-to place, and that's why we're here. We're going to launch this thing, don't you guys think?
Yeah, we'll yeah, we'll definitely launch it. That's for sure. So yeah, so this is going to be our format for the minute. We might have to change a few things, obviously, with our technical difficulty we had a bit earlier.
Yeah.
What were some
Well,
of the
there's
other
going to
key
be
points?
glitches.
What was that again, Steve? Sorry.
Oh, there's going to be glitches. We're going to have issues until we get it figured out. But that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that's.
Hey, well, as someone said in the live stream, I can't remember who it was. I'll have to go back. But we're model railroaders. We're not videographers.
Hey, Marty. Sorry, Shannon.
Nah, it's all good, Brian. Um, just trying to think of it. One of the other dot points we had was that's right. We're gonna have some live guests, as Brian was saying. But also one of the things we want to do as well is we want you guys to, if you ever get the chance, send us some videos, 30 seconds, 1 minute long, and during this live stream we're gonna have an intermission section where we'll display your video, for a 1 minute, 2 minute break, depending how many videos we have and what we'll do. Is there anything you want to add to that, Brian? Guys are having trouble hearing me.
No,
Yeah,
I hear you fine.
one of the things that Steve mentioned in the intro video was that we'll be featuring people's layouts and stuff, like you just mentioned, to kind of piggyback what you said about sending videos to you. Mini layout tour videos would be great to get from y'all. Shannon, do you have the email in the link, or can you put it in the chat? Or
The email is in your. If you point to the top left of your camera kind of thing, Brian. So, which is your left hand?
all right, I'm listening.
Yeah. Raise your left hand for a second. Trying to figure out which. Yep. Yeah, kind of point towards other way. Other way. Yep.
Your
there
other
you go.
left.
You're pointing right at the email right there. Just above the
Okay,
vodka.
good. Very good. We might want to put that in the chat or in the description so people could send that to you as well.
Yeah. Well, I'll make it a bit bigger. It's now above you, so yeah, if you guys want to send us some emails or videos or whatnot, so we can add it to the videos for our intermissions. I do have a test one set up which does have the lovely Steve Arnold's voice in it.
Oh no.
Yep.
You could have come up with something else, couldn't you?
Oh, I see it now, Shannon.
Yeah.
I'm actually, the live stream's a little behind ours, and now I see the email.
Yeah.
It took a minute.
Yeah, my live stream is way behind.
I'd say 5 seconds, but I think 5 to 7 seconds is what it's supposed to be.
Well, it's what happens when you broadcast from across the globe.
I don't think it matters that you're across the globe, technically. I mean, I'm sure it doesn't help, but there's a little delay. Even the football games, live football games, are delayed for a little while.
All right.
Yeah.
What were some of the other key points that we had? Steve, anything you wanted to add?
We have a topic.
Yeah. Marcel said this is like Saturday morning cartoons. Thanks, Marcel. Love you, buddy.
Well, that's the point of this. So, that's what I wanted to add. So the reason we're doing it in this format with, three at the moment. We got three of us here chit chatting away. The reason we picked this format is basically so it's not so monologued. There is actually diversity. There's actually different opinions where we're constantly arguing, discussing, throwing out different ideas and building on top of them, which will help you guys, the community, when we do discuss some topics that you guys choose. Is there anything you want to add to that, Brian or Steve?
Well, I keep thinking of the announcement video. Marcel mentioned prizes. He said prizes. Prizes sound good. How are we going to do prizes? We're going to have people send us stuff in, donations, and then we'll give them away? Or Steve Arnold going to buy everything? How's that going to work?
Buy everything.
No, I say Steve I can buy everything, I mean, he's retired. He's got plenty of money sitting there.
Yep.
We got the green light from Steve Arnold.
You do, yeah.
I feel you.
No problem.
Yep.
Being poor has its advantages in our hobby.
Yes.
One thing I also was going to add was I've got a few box cars that I'm going to be repainting. So I might actually repaint them and make it a community boxcar. Obviously, it'll be more aimed at the N scale community as I model N scale. But what I'll do is I'll paint it up, do some decals on it with our logo, and we'll send it around to our viewers one at a time. And they can put in their layout, take a photo of it, or do something really
Oh,
good.
that'd be cool.
And then from there, they post it to the next viewer, and so on and so forth, and hopefully we can get it around the globe.
Well,
Fantastic. That's awesome.
I've
Wow.
got some old Santa Fe timetables from years ago. I got a few. I could probably flip a couple in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's a fantastic idea. We could do like a map graphic and chart where it goes and everything. That'd be really cool.
yeah, exactly. Now, in saying that, we're apart from the technical difficulties, we're getting halfway through the live stream. So what I might do, guys, is as I was saying before, we want you guys to send us videos for an intermission. In saying that, I do have one kind of set up. It's not the best thing in the world, but it does the job. So just bear with us 2 seconds and enjoy the video.
Or you can go get a cup of coffee.
Exactly. That's what I'm doing.
I'm going to play with trains.
Well, I'm going to watch you play with trains.
All right, you too. Shush.
Well, my layout's kind of been a work in progress.
At least you got your jammies on.
This summer,
Yes, I
did an expansion. I added a yard.
Hey, why was RC
did
wearing your jammies?
Truck sweeping, and I've also started scenery. But I've got a surprise expansion number 2 coming this summer, so stay tuned.
And we're back. Where's
There
Brian?
you go.
I kind of got my mouth full, so if you want to take the show for a second, Steve, whilst I'm eating.
I got me some coffee full. So what'd you guys think, man? There you go. Oh, no, why'd you show mine? I mean, come on.
Hey, I asked you for a video. You're the one that sent it to me. I'll put it in.
Mine looks like a snowstorm. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to leave it like that. Then I don't have to do any scenery or paint.
You could technically say you're in Iceland or something.
I'm thinking about it, yeah.
No, technically it'd be Greenland, because Iceland is green and Greenland is icy.
That doesn't make sense.
Geography lessons too on trackside.
Yeah, why is Greenland not green?
Yeah. I don't know. Don't look at me. I just read the books.
I hear you. I hear you. No, Steve, your layout is coming along well, assuming the fact that about 4 months ago you said it wasn't going to get any bigger.
Yeah, well, you know what? You wanted to go into around the door into my shop, which
you
I
will,
do, but
it's a matter of time.
Well, no, actually, I'm going up. I'm going to do a second deck over the yard, and I'm going to do a float operation, a barge ferry deal, between 2 power packs. Instead of an industry, I'm going to put some sort of report down there with a barge and tug, and that way I can move cars, off layout or on layout and up to the top deck and do some switching up there. Similar to what what they do on the prototypes, and I don't know, maybe I'm out of control. Maybe I should finish the layout before you even think about another expansion, though.
Well, I think you have to think about it ahead of time or you get into trouble.
Yeah. But no, I got excited about it when I got to thinking about the magazine. That was like, man, that would be perfect. A little barge float deal. So we'll see where it goes.
I think modeling a boat would be awesome in N-scale. I think that would be a ton of fun to do. Or do they have N-scale kits for boats? I'm sure they do.
I don't know, but I was watching a video this morning, and I'd have to find it and put a link on it. But it's a gentleman from the UK that was showing how to model water using white glue and toilet paper, and it looked good.
White glue and toilet paper?
Yeah.
Wow. Is it Luke ATS?
Yeah, he did it straight up over his plywood base. He mixed I think it was a 50-50 mix of, white glue and water, or, like what we do for the ballast, but I think it was a little thicker, painted it on the plywood, and then put 3 layers individually of just toilet paper, and soaked it through and got all the, and got in the wrinkles. And he did, after 3 layers, and pushing it around, it looked like waves, man. It looked really good. And then after it was dry for 72 hours, he went back with, with his paints and did the base coat painting, and then put a 70% clear over the top. And I tell you what, it looked really good. I'll send you a link, Brian.
I appreciate that.
I don't know where you'd put an ocean or something, or a lake or on yours, but it would be perfect.
There's a reservoir. There's a reservoir on my line, gross reservoir.
Okay. Yeah.
Randy's got a good question. Randy says, I'm struggling with what to do for scenery with my track plan. Any tips on how to come up with scenery ideas when starting out with a layout?
I'd say something, but my mouth is full.
What was the question again?
I'm sorry. Randy said he's struggling with what to do for scenery for his track plan. He asked if we have any tips on how to come up with scenery ideas when starting out with his layout.
Don't make any plans. Go make it as you go. Anytime you plan, for me, the plan never works out. Everything I do, it seems like I wing it. I just kind of do something and let it settle down and see what happens, and then kind of move on from there. And that's what I do with my layout. It never started out like this. It was just a kind of a folded single mainline dog bone, and then it's like I wanted more and did a little bit more. But I think if you try to do too much at one time, you just get overloaded, and you move it on to the next project, and the one that you just did wasn't working. I kind of did that too. And I think, if you get something working great, and then move on. If you lay your track and you're running trains and they're sort of running good, but then you want to get the scenery going, and then what do you do with the track? So get everything going, I would think working until you move on to the next project. That would just be my suggestion.
I'd add onto that and just say just a lot of planning ahead of time before you do any scenery, because I know a lot of people have done mistakes in the past doing the track work first, making it permanent, and then realizing, oh crap, I shouldn't have laid the track down first because I got to do this and that, like whether they need to make a riverbed or fix up a cliff face or make a tunnel or a mountain.
Yeah. But I think, my personal feeling is get your track running, pretty rock solid before you move on to anything else. And my biggest mistake, and
don't ballast.
Don't ballast, yeah.
Not till everything else is done. Don't ballast. Well, and if you do, you could check out Gary Corbin and Steve Arnold's videos on ballasting.
I like ballasting. Actually, it's kind of fun. I did, that's just me.
Now, Randy, I haven't been following chat, but my question for you would be, what area do you model, and are there any like geographical features in that area that could be represented or overrepresented at a blown up scale? Like mine go through the mountains, so I'm going to have an overrepresentation of mountains in a few areas to kind of try to hide my helix. So my question for you would be, are there any areas like that in your line where you can exploit, I guess is what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Okay, looks like everyone in chat's talking about me and about what time it is. So there's my clock.
I'm not following chat, unfortunately.
Cocktail time.
Okay, so you guys can't give me crap if I'm a little bit out in space somewhere. So
well, I finally figured the time out that you are on the West Coast, like I'm 7 something, but you are 19 hours ahead of me. So yeah, you're like what, 1:30 in the morning? So I can't even see my clock, but yeah,
it's 2:30.
You're like,
there is a clock behind me, Steve. Look, Steve.
I can't. Well, okay, there you go. Duh. Well,
hey, Roy S. makes a fantastic point. Roy said, in the real world, scenery all comes before track and structures. Always. In the real world, scenery always comes before track and structures. That's Roy S. from Panama.
Well, I agree. I totally agree with that, because if you make mountains that kind of work around your track work, it doesn't look real. You got to look like there's a cut going through, or like the mountains and stuff was there first. So I totally agree with that, Roy. Yeah. Or it looks toy-like. It doesn't look real.
I actually think that, given 2020 hindsight and a whole lot of patience, I would have loved to have done scenery first, but there's no way I could have waited that long to run trains.
Well, my suggestion is just, and I said this on one of my uploads, and if you're going to do your track work first, which I do, and then the scenery, make sure you cover your track before you do anything, because I kind of jacked up, so just make sure you.
I got great stuff foam all over my track when I first started out, all the time.
Don't get me started with that. That jacked up my track.
Well, you got to let it dry if you do get it on there, because it'll pop right off if you let it dry. But if you don't try to rub it off before it's dry, it makes a mess on there. You can't hardly get off.
Yeah, I did that, but my problem was putting too much underneath some of the track work, and I had a level, and then all of a sudden I had a roller coaster that was a mess.
Steve, I got a video out about not doing that.
Yeah. Well, you're the great stuff foam god. I mean,
Yeah, but that's because I tore up my helix twice with it.
Well, you should write a book about it. That stuff, yeah, it expands, and boy, does it expand. It doesn't want to stop.
At least it's not the industrial stuff.
Yeah, actually, Claude pointed out that they use that kind of stuff to lift houses.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And actually driveways too. There's a company, and I guess they'll level out driveways, do the same thing, inject it underneath the concrete, and so yeah. But,
okay,
no, it's
guys,
good.
I think the community has decided I'm going to be the clown of this circus right now.
You're going to be the clown?
Well, I don't know. I'm looking through chat right now, and they're all saying, what are they saying? They're saying silly things, I'm in the future, and, what are the winning lottery numbers?
Well, you are. Yeah. You're ahead of us. So, you're going to know everything that happens before we do.
Yeah, I'll just be a slave and forget to tell you.
Yeah. Are you sure it's going to be asleep, or is it get? Never mind.
That could be beneficial for gambling.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not a gambler though. We have casinos here. I don't go to them.
I'm a lousy gambler because I hate losing. I can't lose if I don't play.
That's true there.
There you go.
Oh, hey, Claude said that they make a form of great stuff that doesn't overexpand.
Interesting. I wonder how they do that.
Anyway, what were some of the other dot points we had for this show? So we've covered what our intentions are, what we plan on doing, what we plan on putting on the show, prizes,
Live guests. We're going to have live guests. Our first one is going to be, we're kind of working on the first one, and then it's a surprise. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, considering you wanted to blurt it out, you wanted to that. Oh no, you're excited. You're excited.
I was. But then you guys knocked me in the head and was like, oh, yep, you're right. But
we have 31 in chat too. We could talk about what we're going to talk about next week. We could start getting a topic for that while these guys are still here with us.
Yeah,
as well.
What do you guys want to hear?
Next week, it sounds like we might have Shannon, Steve, Joe, Ron, Sparky, me. Am I missing somebody?
Marcel.
And Marcel. We could have everybody here possibly next week. And so if we had a good topic, we could even find somebody else to invite in if somebody's not an expert on the matter.
Well, if we have Sparky in here, we're going to watch ourselves,
Well, I was thinking.
What now?
No, we got, Sparky, yeah. We can't wait to have Sparky in here. But, we're going to have to behave ourselves then.
Well, I was thinking maybe for our first topic, maybe we should concentrate on something like what are the do's and don'ts when you first start getting into model railroading?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we'll start back from the basics, and
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Kind of do topics in a sequential fashion for modelers who could go back and rewatch. And talk about like you said, maybe start from the ground up with topics and go from there.
Yeah, how about, add to that maybe our biggest mistakes we made when we were starting, because I know I made a ton.
Do we have to go there? Because I don't really want to reveal some of my mistakes.
Oh, I love revealing mine.
Well, then definitely we have to. I mean, if they're that good, you don't want to reveal them, then yeah, I want to see them.
Oh, damn it.
Some of them I've overcome, so I don't mind revealing those.
Well, and some of mine I knew better.
Oh, most of mine I knew better. I read everywhere not to make the turns too tight, but I did it anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Looks like we've got a few people that are actually agreeing with us about starting from the start. So I reckon that's what we'll do. We'll start from the very start. Next week we'll start with the do's and don'ts of when you first get into model railroading, when you first get the bug.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, we're not going to have to bring an expert in for that, because I can tell you everything that I did wrong. We take a few hours.
We got
Oh, yeah.
Well, I can be the panel expert on what not to do.
Yeah, but the show's not long enough.
You're right.
We need a longer show if we're going to do that.
But it's all been a ton of fun.
Oh, it will be fun. Like, there's going to be 6 of us next week?
I hope so. That'd be awesome.
Viewers would be looking forward to. Do you guys look forward to that? To see 6 of us discussing in this type of fashion?
I think it'd be exciting.
I'm going to enjoy it.
Oh no, chat's gone quiet. Shh.
Oh no.
They don't pay attention to us. Y'all understand that, right?
They just talk.
Chat doesn't pay attention to us. They're here to chat with each other. We just over here listening to ourselves talk, which is a beautiful thing.
that's how it works.
Yeah. I mean, because when I go to live streams, a lot of times either I listen to the stream while I'm working on my layout or I watch the chat. I don't necessarily watch the person. Either I'm watching the chat or I'm listening to the person.
It's hard to do both and really concentrate on one of them.
Well, particularly while you're trying to run trains and solder stuff and all that too.
Well, throw in some barbecue. You need to barbecue while you're doing that.
I enjoy doing that.
Don't start with barbecues. I don't have any meat.
Uh-oh.
I need to get some more meat.
You got shrimp.
Yeah.
What about shrimp on the... You got shrimp.
I hate seafood.
That's not true, Roy. I'm paying attention to you, Roy H. Roy H said he doesn't pay attention to me.
All right.
Oh.
Okay, so we've got about 10 minutes left in the show. Is there anything else we need to cover before we start winding up?
Somebody asked if we'd ever have Rick on the show.
What do people feel about this? They like the format? You think it's going to work? That would be my question.
Well, I tell you what, Steve, I'm going to be back here next Saturday and the one after that and the one after that. So that pretty much means it's going to work.
Yeah, well, we're going to be here either way, right?
Oh, yeah, we'll be here. We'll give this a good shot.
Yeah. Y'all can actually plan on having some of us fools on here each Saturday morning. So we will try to fill any voids that were left by anything that might have left. So we're glad that we didn't want to have a Saturday morning without modeling and without hanging out with each other. So we decided we were going to put this together. And we figure that once it gets off and running, it should be very enjoyable for everybody.
We came up with this idea, about a month ago?
I'd say this idea's been around for a while, but I reckon we've only acted it in the last month.
Yeah, we've been working on this pretty hard.
Yeah,
the group as a whole,
and how to do live streams. Jesus.
Yeah.
The group as a whole has been working together for a little while, so it's just a matter of technical issues and getting things ironed out. You guys have
technical savvy. I don't. I've got a laptop and an iPhone on a tripod. You guys are the techs. So
you shoot a pretty good video, though, Steve.
Well, it is my iPhone, but
iPhone cameras are great.
Yeah. But no, it works okay. But as far as doing what you guys are doing, setting up the live stream and all that, I wouldn't know where to go.
Hey, Gary said he wants myself and RC Rick on the stream at the same time.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
How are you?
Shannon, do you know who RC Rick is?
How are you going to do that?
No, I do not. I am in the dark about this, so I'm trying to figure out what's going on right now.
All right. We'll have to point you to that later.
You know what, Shannon?
I don't want to self-promote.
Well, I've got a problem with RC. I don't know where he found it, but last time I saw him, he was wearing, Brian's jammy bottoms. And that kind of gave me the creeps.
Yeah, I think he spilled coffee on his pants or something because he asked to borrow some.
Well, here's my suggestion, Brian. I would tell Brian he needs a nice bow tie.
Yeah.
Don't you think that would be good? A little bow tie?
Yeah, I think Rick's outfit's a pain in the butt already, so.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you two keep talking. I'm just going to go over to chat and update them on our email. If you guys are watching, the email is above Steve's head right now.
Right there.
Thank you, Jerry. I appreciate that. Jerry is asking others in chat to promote our stream from within their videos, and that would certainly be appreciated.
Wow, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
I would assume that, as technical issues get ironed out and word gets out and we get some consistency and we're here each Saturday for a little while, that we'll have a very strong group. I think it's already a great group of 30. You know, there's 100 modelers or so in the community that are real active with live streams, and I would assume that we'll see most of them in and out.
Oh yeah, we'll see them for sure. You know?
Tons of knowledge.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
And you know what's funny is I've only been around here about a year in the community, but I can tell you almost, if you tell me a topic, I can spit out a name of somebody who's probably an expert at it.
Yeah, I know you can. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
And,
I've got someone lined up for kit bashing, so.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And all I have to work out is how to get his DLSR to work as a web camera.
Hey, did Luke Towan ever stop bugging you about coming on our show?
Luke Towan.
I know he was blowing the email up trying to get on the show.
No, he's just been real busy. I know.
Yeah, we just told him. Well, didn't we tell him he's going to have to wait a little while? We got another guest coming on first.
Well, yeah, we had to put Kathy Millet on hold too.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, they'll get on eventually. They just need to be patient.
I want to see RC Rick's layout. If he's such an expert on helixes and track work, I would really like to see what he's doing. That would
be interesting to try to work that out.
You know,
you got my brain turned.
Yeah, my grandmother always told us growing up, never criticize unless you can do better yourself. So I would like to see what Rick's doing.
I would assume it's fantastic, but I don't know if I'm ever going to go to Richland. So,
well, okay, okay, that's fine.
Now,
I'm sure
you do have my brain turning, though, Steve.
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah. It's early too. It's rough to get it cranked up.
Uh-oh. Well, it's earlier here.
Actually, I was going to say, if you guys wanted to give me any ideas for, like, I might have a couple of things I can put forward for a prize that we might be able to do, you know, and get ready for maybe next year. So if you guys have any ideas what you guys want or what we can contribute.
Well, I think something that we need to do is set a goal for subscribers and viewers and have some contest based on that. You know, Sparky's stream blew up when everybody was trying to come together to get him to get that giveaway out. And, you know, Vinny at the community came together and pushed him over 3,500 real quick. So we might need to set some goals for when we're going to do some giveaways.
Okay, maybe we should put that to the community then. Maybe they can give us ideas on what goals.
Yeah.
They want
Bounce it around. Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys, you know, the guys should have our email. So, not sure who is actually still listening, but I'll just type it again.
Yeah, and thank you very much, Roy from Panama. He's going to promote it on his channel. Thank you very much, Roy.
Yeah, is there anything you want to add, Brian, before we start? You know, we've got a couple of minutes left before I start shutting this down.
No, I mean, other than the fact that I want to thank everybody for hanging in there while we had the audio issues this morning. I want to thank everybody for stopping in and hanging out with us today. I hope they'll return tomorrow. I hope they'll follow Jerry's advice and promote it from within their videos as well. Obviously, we would certainly appreciate that. And we only look forward to getting better and bigger and having more fun. So,
well, and the good news
help
is
us with ideas on how to make it more fun.
Yeah, and it's going to get better. I guarantee it. So, I mean, it's only going to get better.
Yep, and that's why we are now back on track. So, as long
as thank you, William A. Fred Wild. We're glad you were here. Gary.
Yep. I can see Glenn, Norman Rowe, Tainaman, Gary. Yep.
Mike Dalton, Grandpa Rails. Man,
my brother Art's been in here. I should have talked more about him. I noticed he was here, but I was kind of got off task. Art, it's great to have you here. Claude, great to see you here. Sean, great to see you here. Heavy J, it's good to see you here. Grandpa Rails, good to see you.
All right, guys.
Hey, let's let them promote their channels like the other professional streams do.
Yeah, I think that's a good
Now's
idea.
the time where you can put up your sub count and any video upload information that you have for the upcoming week, and we'll be happy to let Shannon read that out because we can't all do it.
Oh God, really?
Yep.
It's because I'm the baby of the group at the moment, isn't it?
No, well, you're the youngest. Yeah, I'm the oldest.
Okay, Shannon, there's mine.
We're waiting.
Hang on, what? What did I miss?
Oh, you read the sub counts now. You see, I put 343. You put Brian has 343 subs at the D&RGW Iron Horse route, and Gary has 115. See, go ahead, Shannon.
Mine? No, Jesus Christ. The one that's running the stream, it's gonna take me 5 minutes just to find this.
Oh, nice.
You put me on the spot earlier.
Okay, well, we got Art with 127, Grandpa Rails 439, Fred Wild 37. Currently a new video coming. Rick K's got 1,000. Good job, Rick.
There you go, 79.
Well, whole set 9790 for Roy from Panama. Holy cow! Wow. Container Man 68 1240. Indian Head Valley Railroad 554. Nice. Good job, Wilmer. Sean McGee 42.
All right, guys. I guess we'll start winding this down. So, so from the three of us from Back on Track, we'd like to thank you for being here today. Is there anything you want to add, Steve or Brian?
No, thank you very much, man. I can't wait for next Saturday. Can't wait.
You still there, Brian?
Oh, no, we lost Brian, didn't we?
Oh no. Yeah, we've lost Brian. We have
lost
Brian.
We have lost Brian. Oh well.
Yeah, I lost stream for a minute.
Oh, there he is.
I hear you.
I lost the stream for a minute. My bad.
Yep. I
You're
was just
bad.
winding down, so yeah, just saying goodbye now, Brian. So if you had anything else you wanted to add before let's shut this down.
No, see y'all next Saturday. Y'all have a wonderful weekend. What's left of it.
Yep. Exactly right. All right, guys.
Y'all stay safe, huh?
All right, I'll talk to you guys later, and I guess we'll see everyone next week, same time, and we'll try for round 2, eh?
Sounds good.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Good night.
Good night.
Good afternoon.
Yep,
Good morning.
whatever it is.
All right.
See you guys later.